Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Another day, another Netflix cartoon cancellation. This is happening a lot lately, and this time we're coming for Dead End Paranormal Park, which I don't know anything about this show other than something trans, something spooky, something. That's
wow. Is that the write-up?
That's literally.
No, I know. I'm just being a smart aleck.
The marketing for the show. I don't know anything else about it other than that. I know that the creator was out there trying to drum up support for the show, but it is canceled, and many shows are canceled. Meanwhile, over at Disney, they canceled the Owl House, and they canceled some other shows, but they're going to do more Phineas and Ferb.
They are doing more Phineas and Ferb. 40 more episodes.
Yeah, so that's a lot more episodes than most Netflix shows get.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about this because this does seem to be a pivot to profit. And I hate to say it because I'm not dunking on individual creators, I'm not dunking on individual shows, but it does appear that stuff is getting greenlit as long as they know the things getting greenlit are going to bring the green.
That's the key right there.
Things that are bankable, things that are either existing IP or they merch well, or there's just something that's going to mean that they're going to get their money back. Because streamers like Netflix especially have been spending a lot of money on content that they have not been getting a return on. And I can't imagine that Dead End Paranormal Park is selling a bunch of action figures or anything.
Well, a lot of these shows aren't, though, to be fair.
No. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about it because they just canceled Alex Hirsch's show too.
Well, maybe they can bring it back to Disney and do more Gravity Falls since they're doing more Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, there we go. So let's talk about all this, and we'll read his statement there. Hamish Steele. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 287,000 subs. You guys are subbing again. Thank you. Yes, something weird happened at the beginning of the month. YouTube made everybody's analytics disappear and some of their subs. So please make sure you are subscribed.
Why? Because it's the year of the rabbit. They needed to make the rabbit disappear.
Yeah. I know you like bunnies.
And I didn't even put the two together, but I like bunnies. Anyway.
All right. So Dead End Paranormal Park animated series canceled at Netflix after 2 seasons. Is that 2 actual seasons or like one Netflix season split in half or one season split in half? Netflix,
I don't know. I know like the Phineas and Ferb are doing 20 or 40 episodes, but they're 2 seasons. I don't know about this.
Yeah, so the series, which is based on Hamish Steele's horror comedy graphic novels Dead Endia and web short Dead End, has been axed after 2 seasons. It's got Emily Osment, Zach Barrick, and some other people. Mostly it's, as I understand it, LGBTQ plus representation. That's the plot. And also
yeah, because I'm reading right here. A gay transgender teen boy who finds a new job as a security guard at Phoenix Park, and Norma Khan, a 17-year-old autistic Pakistani American girl, who's also part of the security team. Because
there's a market for that, a very, very small market. Which
every time you're on Twitter and someone's screaming, they're usually in their bio that says I'm autistic.
That's their pass. You can't say anything to me. I swear to God, like 95% of the cartoon stans on Twitter claim to be autistic.
Yeah, but probably of that, like maybe 10% are.
Yeah, I'm like, you show me a professional diagnosis, you put your papers up.
Not the TikTok diagnosis.
Not the TikTok.
Oh, I hit all these symptoms on TikTok, so I'm autistic or ADHD.
I took a BuzzFeed quiz. Anyway, the duo balance their summer jobs at the local theme park haunted house while battling the totally real supernatural forces. Actually, the clips I saw of it when they're doing that stuff, not terrible. And
when it's about the story and not about identifiers, it's good.
It's like, okay, this is kind of giving me Scooby-Doo vibes, like actual Scooby-Doo, not Velma vibes, but not terrible. So yeah, it launched in June 2022 with the 2nd season premiering in October. It sounds to me like it was 1 season.
Yeah, that sounds like it to me too.
So in 6 months, it's canceled, basically.
I mean, I'm not. That just says to me that people weren't watching.
That tells me everything. Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad show. It just means that there wasn't an audience for it, or there's too many other things that are taking their attention.
So apparently, Hamish is working on the 3rd Dead Endia book, which will give closure. Here's the thing. Let's read the statement and read the thread. I've held on to this news for a while now, hoping we could reverse it. change it, make something good out of it. Sadly, I don't think that's possible. So with a heavy heart, I tell you, Dead End is over. Obviously, we never wanted this to be the case. In fact, we did a writer's room for season 3. We have scripts and designs and outlines ready to go. Well, that's what is happening to everybody. I mean, they literally are greenlighting shows and then walking it back. Like, yeah, you know what? We changed our mind. Oopsie doopsie. Honestly, we were lucky to make it through everything happening in the last few years, and I want to emphasize my gratitude to Netflix for commissioning the show and giving us the freedom to tell the story. So at least it's not out there like, I freaking hate Netflix.
Right,
you should all go die in a fire. We made history together, and I can be prouder of these 20 episodes and every single member of our crew. I want to give a huge thank you to the
20
fans.
episodes. So yeah, it's 2 seasons, 10 episodes each.
Yeah, your art, cosplay, fanfic, etc., etc., etc. We're gonna do a book, etc.
TikToks, sure.
TikToks, yes.
Not surprised.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is basically the end, I think, of the era of Tumblr animation, because
finally.
I'm serious. Like, you look at look, not to be that guy. Look at the majority of the shows getting canceled. Look at the themes of the shows getting canceled. Look at the audience for the shows getting canceled. And you start to see a pattern emerge that it is mostly the Tumblr cartoons that appeal to young adults that don't have the potential to merch well.
Sorry, I was distracted by Hamish Steele's bio that says actually autistic.
Hashtag actually autistic. I wonder if Hamish has noticed a lot of people in cartoon Twitter claiming to be autistic that clearly are not. So look, this is pure speculation on my part as far as like the end of the era of the Tumblr cartoon, right? But we're starting to see a lot of shows get canceled, a lot of things get walked back. So many shows, so many cartoons. Again, look at Disney. They cancel the Owl House and they pick up 40 more episodes of Phineas and Ferb.
Right, because it was popular. And they did a movie in 2020 and it was good. Like, it's the same creator and they've done stuff since and they've still kept it on brand.
Yeah, and they're basically going back to what is marketable because they have to. Look, there was this article out on Variety the other day. They were talking about how all of the streaming services way overspent during the pandemic because they thought the money was never going to run out. And now they're going to have to look at, cartoons are very expensive. And yeah, for some people, it's been a golden age of animation over the last couple of years, but they have to produce content that is going to actually, sell merchandise, bring ad revenue. And we're not seeing that at all with a lot of these new shows. I mean, most of them, they might have a huge following online, but they have it's kind of like the webcomics conundrum, right? You can have a massive audience online of people that don't buy anything. And we ran into that with webcomics.
Where's my free?
Exactly. They're like, oh, I want to watch my free show, whatever. And they're not. But you look at most of the shows that have been canceled, most of the animation that has been canceled over the last year or two, it's been a certain kind of cartoon for a certain kind of demographic. And I think they're starting to realize, yeah, this young adult Tumblr cartoon stuff, that's not working. It's not working very well for us. Let's do more Phineas and Ferb. Let's do more Coco Melon. Let's do more,
Yeah, things that we know are going to bring people in.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be really hard for people to get an animated series picked up these days. I think you're going to have to prove yourself. You're going to have, because a lot of these people, I'm not dunking on them. I'm not singling anybody out, but a lot of them were kind of sort of popular on Tumblr. I mean, look at what happened. Look at what happened with High Guardian Spice. They literally just plucked a random cartoonist off of Tumblr and said, "Here you go. Here's a show because you're you, and you just happen to be the right kind of you at the right place at the right time." And it was a disaster. And we have a lot of other people that are getting plucked from, obscurity and being given animation deals.
Or we give them a big show like She-Ra, and then it turns out they have to bring in, a seasoned white male veteran who, it just happened to be that he was white and male. I mean, that's neither here nor there, but they make it a point.
Yeah.
To come in and say, oh, I'm just fetching their coffee, but was listed as a co-producer because it was going off the rails.
Yeah, so there were a lot of things that had to be done to kind of course correct because they were hiring people that didn't have a lot of experience based on, I'm going to be honest, based on certain characteristics of the person, based on certain checkboxes, and it turned out that there's no replacement for experience.
Right, and sometimes people, you can be those things and be amazing, and sometimes you can be different things and you're not. And sometimes maybe you just need to hire people no matter who they are, what they identify as, whatever, because they're good at what they do. And there's a lot of people who are really good at what they do who don't have certain, who identify in certain ways but aren't like a big deal on Tumblr, who got passed over, who would have been much better choices, who had much more experience. And they get the shaft, because they didn't have, enough identifiers. They didn't have the big enough Tumblr blog or whatever.
There are people that are veteran animators that are out there looking for work. They couldn't get work for a number of years because they weren't trendy enough. It was like, no, we're going to pass over the 50-year-old vet in favor of the 22-year-old that's never worked a job outside of like serving fries and doing their Tumblr blog. No, we're going to hire that person, give them millions of dollars to burn and see what happens. And this is what happens. Now they're going back to the well for, with people that actually know what the hell they're doing and have brought results before. And I think we're going to see this pattern for a while in animation because these companies can't afford to take chances anymore. They're only going to bet on horses they know can run. So anyway, we're going to wrap this one up. Please stay tuned to this space because I think we're going to see a lot more cancellations here in the coming.
Is there anything left to cancel?
There's a couple, I think. But yeah, I think it's pretty much it's over for a lot of this style of animation for now. We'll see. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.